is there going to be a new Millennium Falcon? And we get more images of some of the summer's biggest sets. It's the Week in Bricks. For the last week, LEGO have been teasing images of the largest Minecraft set ever. So this is the Mountain Cave, and this is a composite image made by a Rebrick's member Chewk. And I actually really respect this set. There's been the usual complainers that it's in the Minecraft style, but you know what? It's traditional LEGO, and it's just a big terrain piece. We don't see enough of that. Better yet, it's built brick by brick. There's no burps or big ugly rock pieces. So it's just a big statement of a set, and everything needs something worth remembering. We're also seeing the first summer sets crawling their ways into shops in a few locations. So this is the bus station, and I really like this set. It's got a very modern bus with accessibility features for the person in a wheelchair. Another one, I love these things. And it's also got bike racks on the back. It's just a very eco-friendly bus, even if the design looks a little bit dated compared to other LEGO sets going on at the moment. We've also got more pictures of this year's city summer theme, and where last year it was volcanoes, this year it's the jungle. Now there's a lot of good ideas going on here. I think they've taken inspiration from games like Uncharted perhaps, and other forest themes. We've also got a cool selection of animals, and I like this dropship helicopter, but then it is the most expensive set, so it should be pretty cool. If you want to have a closer look at these, there's a link in the description. We've got some cool new creator sets as well coming out. It looks like we've got 3 houses this time, so that's quite a lot. We've also got a nice car that's using the Ferrari F40 windscreen, and we've got a cool little space set. I like space, so I like this. This week, a lot of people have been talking about the UCS Millennium Falcon that has been confirmed, except it hasn't, of course. So what people have actually been seeing is if you searched for Millennium Falcon on the store, then you would get back a coming soon result. Now, this also happened if you searched for Falcon of any kind, including Peregrine Falcon. So I'm not convinced that this is the answer, this is confirmation. The site does have issues. It's quite hard keeping a big store like that running, and it has its problems, so I think it's quite likely that this is unfortunately just an error. However, that's not to say that a UCS Millennium Falcon isn't around the corner. And the rumour mill has been really strong this year. Of course, the idea of updating the old classic 2005 set for the modern age has been going around for a long time now. Probably for the last 5 years I've heard people suggesting that it was just about to happen. And, you know, this year is a big year for Star Wars. It's the 40th anniversary. They've got a new film out, as always. So it's not impossible that this is the year. And also, you've got to remember that the old set is selling for probably the most expensive prices on the aftermarket of any standard distribution set. So that's because people want it. People like this set. And for LEGO, it must be an economically sound decision to say, let's re-release this set that is going to sell, is going to definitely sell. And I wonder how much of that is true versus how much they worry about upsetting the people who did spend, you know, $4,000 on a copy of this, and how much it's important to keep the reseller market happy. After all, resellers have these examples of Cafe Corner and the Millennium Falcon where they spent a few $100s, and they've earned 10 times that, and it's been a huge boon to them. And those resellers are inspiring others. People are coming into the market just to buy, you know, 10 copies of the latest modular. So I don't know how valuable it is for LEGO to lose that cachet and lose those people who invested and spent a lot of money and are going to get unhappy. I don't know how valuable that is for them. All I know is I think it would be healthy for new fans to be able to get in easily. But it's complicated. It's not as simple as just re-release it and print money. And finally, for something a bit lighter, here's a new Lloyd Polybag that's shown up on eBay. And I think it's pretty cool because it introduces some new hair. And you know what? Lloyd always seems to introduce the newest, coolest hair, so good for him. Thanks to the Family Brick, we can take a look at the new store calendar for the US, and registrations for the Minibuild for kids in the US will open tomorrow. Of course, the Minibuild itself will happen at the start of June. Another thing that's interesting on here is if you spend $199, you get a LEGO tote bag. Now that's an interesting reward. I've never seen them ask so much for a freebie, and it's a very different type of freebie. It's a bit of gear rather than a set. So I'm interested to see how people react to this. One contest I've missed so far is a font design contest by The New Elementary. Now, they're a blog that specialise in individual parts, especially new and creative uses of parts. So that's pretty cool. The idea is to use some of these new tile elements that have been introduced in the last year or so and get them into a font face so that it looks nice, you get some cool typography going on, and you only need a digital entry to enter, so anyone can get involved. So that ends on the 31st of May. And the only contest currently running on Rebrickable is the Cars 3 poster design contest. Now that I mentioned last week, and it closes on June the 1st. And now it's time for Mock of the Week, which this week goes to Automated Artillery Complex Lilac by Sunder59. Now Sunder59 likes to build realistic modern military apparatus. I'm not sure if these are based on anything specific, but they could be, I'm not an expert. I really like some of the piece choices used in this model. For example, you've got, instead of a traditional tyre tread piece, it's doubled up chain links. And equally, I'm not sure, but I think that's a palm tree piece on the end of the barrel. I really like the way the unit all matches together, and I like the fleshy figs. I think it grounds it in reality and makes it not feel like it's glorifying war, but rather it's a model about the reality of it, maybe. I'm Thomas, and this has been The Week in Bricks. If you've liked what you've seen, then please do subscribe and like, as it helps it get out there and get seen by more people who might not know I exist yet. And in the same vein, if you've got feedback or something you'd like to see included, just send me a message. See you next week. Bye!